If you're serious about anxiety recovery, if you're serious about making all these symptoms going away and just going back to living without dealing with these weird physical symptoms, intrusive thoughts, feelings of unreality, the weird emotions that come with it, well, then you really need to focus on this one specific thing. I've helped people around the world. I've seen people go lightning fast, and I've seen people that should have honestly gone a little bit faster but went a little bit slow. And what I find is that people that go really fast really have this one specific skill set, this one tip that they really understood and grasped very quickly. And so what I want to do in this video is really break that down and really show you that if you could really foster this, well, then your recovery will be lightning speed. Let's get it started. Okay, now before I get into this one thing, if you're really serious about fully overcoming anxiety and really knowing the steps, what I'll do is I'll put a link down below to the book, to my free report that really breaks down how to go by it step by step. That's more overarching. That more focuses on long-term freedom. Even if you just download that book or that report and never watch my videos again, that's totally cool. You wouldn't need to. The book really lays out everything, and it's really designed to help you step by step fully overcome this and go back to living. Now, that being said, I'm gonna get into this tip right away, okay? Now, the main thing that I see that people really go lightning fast is that they have the ability to let go. That's it. They have the ability to let go. Now, we live in a culture, if you really think about it, that really dominates hustle. And you may be someone who considers themselves a very, with a hustle attitude. And when I mean hustle, I mean someone who works really hard. That if you don't get something, that means you're not trying hard enough. And if you're not getting something, that means you need to try harder. And you may even take pride in that. You may even take pride in the fact that I'm somebody who works really hard. I really want to get what I want, and I'm a high achiever. Now, that is great for life. But the truth is that recovery is about letting go. It's kind of ironic if you think about it. See, now I make these videos about anxiety recovery, right? Everything's about recovery because I know that's what you want. I know you want to come out of this. But if you're serious about recovery, well, then you have to learn to let go. You have to learn to let go of these symptoms. And so obviously the first most important thing to do is getting everything ruled out by your doctor. You have to get everything ruled out, just making sure everything's clear, you get thumbs up, everything is good, you're fine, you're healthy, cool. But then really the key is about learning to let go. Now, so many people have problems with letting go. Well, why? Well, anxiety is great at convincing you that what you're experiencing is an anxiety. Maybe it's a physical symptom. Maybe the doctor missed something. Maybe it's actually something else. Maybe it's an intrusive thought, and maybe what if you act on this thought? Or what if you go crazy? Or what if you hurt somebody? Or what if you drive into traffic? You know what I mean. Like the thoughts can be super personal and can be almost anything. Or you're feeling these feelings of depersonalization, derealization that's so strong that you just can't let go. You have to fix this. There's no way to live like this. And you may have been experiencing this for a while. And so you're like, how does this go away? But in order to really focus on letting go, one of the things that I've learned during my own recovery journey is that understanding why it's happening is a huge part of letting go. See, the reason why people have a hard time letting go is because they don't know what's happening, right? If you're experiencing palpitations and you're afraid of a heart attack, and you're afraid that it's an onset of a heart attack when really it's just adrenaline burning itself out, and you've gotten a clean bill of health and your heart is healthy, well, every time it happens, you're always going to think heart attack, always going to think heart attack. Now, if somebody tells you, yo, just let go, just let it happen, you're not going to do that. No one's going to do that. That's like me throwing you into a lion's den and lions are coming after you and me just saying, just accept it, you're going to run. And that's exactly how people are. When they're experiencing symptoms, it's always the worst case scenario. What if it's this? What if it's that? What if it's some physical ailment? What if I'm going crazy? What if I do something? What if I'm in an alternate universe? Whatever it is, And if you're thinking the worst case scenario, it's hard to let go. It's almost impossible. Because why? Well, anxiety is about survival. And if it's about survival, it's going to do everything it can to keep you alive. And so you have to think worst case scenario, because at least if you think worst case scenario, you can plan for the worst case scenario. Your chance of survival goes up. And so a lot of recovery, when I find people, when I see people and they go lightning fast, I even ask them sometimes, how did you do that? They even impress me. And I've seen so many people. And sometimes there's just somebody that just comes out of left field and just like blows me away. And what I find is these people just learn to let go. They genuinely let go. Typically the people that, there's people that I've met that, I was like, okay, this person, gonna get them out really smooth, it's gonna be really easy. But I find there's a lot of hiccups. And it's because they have a hard time letting go. Now, here's what I wanna say about letting go. It's a muscle. If you think about it, it's like a muscle. It's something you develop, it's a skill set. It's not like, oh, well, I can't let go. It doesn't work that way. Just the same way that people develop a hard work ethic, someone that has a lot of discipline, letting go is also a skill set. I actually find with anxiety sufferers that they become imbalanced in the sense that their fix-it mode, their hard work overcompensates too much. And so what happens is it becomes imbalanced. Think about, you working out two muscle groups that, I guess kind of counteract each other. I don't know too much about this, but like one muscle gets too strong, and then what it does is that, it causes imbalances. And so that's kind of how it is with anxiety recovery too. It's you become imbalanced by trying to fix it. And when the symptom doesn't go away, when you're experiencing these symptoms and they're not going away, well, maybe you just need to try harder, or maybe it's something else, or maybe you haven't researched something, or maybe there's this one part about anxiety recovery that Shaan hasn't covered yet, and that's what you need to see. Or maybe it's in this video and you're always searching for the next thing. You're always hustling, you're always grinding, trying to find the next thing. But anxiety is about letting go. It's about letting go of these things. The idea is if you understand what's happening, well, then that'll help you recognize that you can let go. You don't need to be in control. That your body's on your side, that your mind is on your side. And it's gonna do something to protect you, but it's always on your side. And so when those people let go, when they stop trying to fix it, well, then recovery comes to them. But you can't chase recovery. So many people think recovery in itself is a goal. It's not. Recovery becomes a consequence. It's not an end goal. And so you may be thinking, okay, well, how do I develop this idea of letting go? And if I do develop it, well, then I don't want to let go of this hustle attitude that I have, because it's done so well for me in my life. I've been able to become successful in all these other domains because I've been able to work really hard and focus. And so if I learn to let go, well, then what if I become like just a bum, just not doing anything, and I just become lazy and I become unmotivated? Well, what's gonna happen? Is that what's gonna happen? No, it's actually not. What I've found is that you'll actually become even more disciplined in certain ways. You'll actually become a better individual. You'll become more successful, to be quite honest with you, if I'm getting to the chase of it. You actually become more successful. Now, why? Think about it. The analogy to really think about it is, think of hustle, think of grinding, think of like working hard, discipline as a hammer. And right now, with people struggling with anxiety, they're using that hammer, and that's the only tool they have. And so what they're doing is that they're treating everything like a nail. If you only have a hammer, you're gonna treat everything like a nail. And what's gonna happen is, you're gonna break this whole place down. And that's what happens when people are struggling with anxiety. They're trying to think their way out. They're trying to figure this out. They're trying to find the next thing. The whole thing just gets broken down. But learning to let go is like having another tool. It's like having a screwdriver. Now you learn how to use the screwdriver. That doesn't mean that someone takes away your hammer. You still have the hammer, but you know when to use it. But if you treat everything like a hammer and you're trying to build a house, it's not gonna work. You're gonna treat everything like a nail, but at least having more tools. You'll know when to use the hammer, but you'll also learn when to let go. And what you'll also learn is when to use a screwdriver, which is the idea of letting go. So it's not that you will become less ambitious or less motivated and you'll become a lazy bum, no. You will strive for things, and you'll get things, and you'll work hard, and you'll know. But you'll understand very quickly in life that there's other domains where letting go is more important, where letting go is actually more courageous. That letting go is the hardest thing to do. And you developing that skill set is really gonna help you grow in those domains in life too, not just the ones where you hustle. And so it's something that a lot of anxiety sufferers face. When I meet anxiety sufferers, I find them very successful. I find them honestly so brave. And I'm so impressed by the things that they do and the different domains people are in that struggle with this. It really shows you that really no one's safe from anxiety, and that no matter how high functioning or whatever, anxiety can happen to anybody. But if you learn these principles, if you learn this, which is part of recovery, well then what's great about that is that you can apply it in other domains too. This is why I think anxiety makes you a better person, because you develop these skill sets and you can apply it in other domains. So anyways, I hope this video helped. If you really want to know more about how other people are recovering, or if you want to be part of a community where other people have recovered, or you want to know more about how recovery looks like, I'll put a link down below to my private Facebook group. In that group, I'm putting even more exclusive content, really breaking down recovery, showing you success stories, showing you other people that have recovered who I don't even know, who've just been watching this content and have just been getting better, who post about it. It's incredible. I mean, it's an incredible community. We're very protective of it because we don't want it to be another forum where people are story topping each other, fear mongering, or victimizing themselves. This is people that are serious about recovering. So if you're serious about recovering, if you're serious about going back to living, learning to let go, going back to living, and not having this become a problem, check out the link below. I'll see you in the next video.